Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back once again, and for the very first time, to the Farts and Craps Show, where today, as per usual, it's your host Danjo here with another brand new series for you guys. Hope y'all are doing well, and on this one, we are, starting a brand new thing. It's, a game I have played on the channel once before, but that was quite some time ago. And I think I actually streamed it when I played it, so this is the first time doing it as a series. This is a series chosen by the channel members. Thank you guys so much for your continued patronage, greatly appreciated. We'll get to that at the end of the video. And Trials of Mana. This is little background, little trivia for you guys. This originally came out on the Super Nintendo, known as Seiken Densetsu 3, and actually Super Famicom, because originally this game never came out outside of Japan. Oh, when the world was shrouded in darkness. The goddess of Mana drew forth the sword of Mana to smite the 8 Benevodons and something. She sealed the horrors inside the 8 Mana stones, bringing the realm back from the brink. Weak from rebuilding the world, the goddess changed into a tree and fell fast asleep for years. However, the forces of evil sought to free the Benevodons to gain control of the world. They started a terrible war to further their plot and destabilize the kingdoms. Peace was at an end. Mana itself began to disappear from the world and the mana tree to wither. Oh no. Yes? Is that going out? Okay. Alright, well, originally released on the Super Famicom, I believe in 1993, I want to say. It's whatever the original copyright was on the title screen. And yeah, it didn't actually ever get a English release until the Collection of Mana, which came out on the Switch and the PS4, I think? Or maybe it's only on the Switch. Anyway, it has Seiken Densetsu 1, 2, and 3. All the games being localized. The original Seiken Densetsu has been re-released before this. That was known as Adventures of Mana. That game is not very good. And, but originally it released on the Game Boy as Final Fantasy Legend, I want to say? Final Fantasy Adventures? Something like that.
Trials of Mana.
Because, they didn't think that Seiken Densetsu could be popular on its own. So they went with a franchise that was already doing okay outside of Japan, Final Fantasy. Even though it was not a Final Fantasy game. I forgot we have New Game Plus. I totally forgot that's a thing in this game. There is like a brand new... what would you call it? Difficulty level, I think. It's like kind of like nightmare difficulty in like the Ys games, I guess. But and kind of similarly to the Ys games, actually, this Seiken Densetsu was always like an action RPG. One thing that really bothers me in this game is the English dub. It's not very good. However, you can play it with the Japanese voices and English text, so I think we'll do that way. Just the English dub is like, it's not even hilariously bad, like so bad it's good. It's just kind of bad, you know. There's a few games like that within the realm of like Square Enix remasters, I guess, where they just didn't really put much effort into localization. It's kind of been a thing that they've done ever since they became a publisher. Even before that, actually, in the early Squaresoft days, yeah, they just had a lot of like really shoddy localizations. It's kind of cool though, because you can also play the game with the original BGM, which, yeah, that is very Super Nintendo. However, the remake music is like so good. Like, it's fully orchestrated, it is gorgeous, like it is so good. And yeah, this game is loud, which is why I have the volume set like this, because when I was streaming it, I think I was streaming it straight from console, I want to say. I don't remember. It was on my PS4 Slim or Pro. Wait, no, it wasn't in the days of the PS4 Slim. I think it was on my PS4 Pro. Because I never had a base PS4, I just went PS4 Slim and then to the Pro. We'll go with subtitles, yeah, speaker, yep, text speed. Let's do auto progression. Camera, I think it's 1:1. Normal. Medium, zoomed out, zoomed in. Medium, zoomed in. Huh. I don't remember all those options. This game did get one, like, content update. At one point, it was... They just added some features and stuff, quality of life kind of things. In fact, can we do this? We will not check for update, but let's update history. There it is. I really hate how you can't do this on the PS5 games. Really bothers me. Yeah, so initially they didn't really have like a dash, which bothered a lot of people, and then, you know, they fixed a bunch of bugs. This is the big one, like version 1.10. They added a bunch of stuff, made the game a lot more replayable. The no future difficulty, that's like the nightmare difficulty. Enemies and bosses are much harder to defeat, only selectable when starting a new game plus and reverting back to level 1. So you can't carry over your levels, but you can do new game plus. Certain abilities are unavailable. I don't know which abilities they're talking about. Number of items available during battle is reduced to 3. Time limits on boss battles, so that's like makes it even more tough. Length of time the attack range is displayed is reduced for some bosses. So some bosses, like most bosses in the game on normal difficulties, telegraph their attacks like really blatantly. So if you want more of a challenge in the game, then this is the way to go. Rainbow item seeds may yield stronger versions of the same gear obtainable in other difficulties. Oh. I did not know about that. That's actually really cool. I think I did know about that at one point. I forgot about it. It's been such a long time. 2 new chain abilities added. Huh. And that's only in the no future difficulty. Interesting. I don't think I've ever done a playthrough of that. I think I might try that now, though. But here's the thing. The game, I want you guys to have a point of reference too. And this playthrough is kind of meant to be, in a way, like a definitive look at the game, I guess. Like, at least as far as my channel is concerned. So I think what I'll do is maybe do like a normal hard on the first playthrough, because in order to get the platinum for this game, which I already have, you have to do 3 playthroughs or 4. Because here's the thing, it's not grindy, right? There are 6 main characters. 6. And the way, I'll get to that in a minute. So additional features in the content update of version 1.1. Expert difficulty was added when starting New Game Plus, so that's only New Game Plus. Switching classes, animation, and credits are now skippable. That's really cool. You will be able to access the costumes you have unlocked after resetting your class or restarting on New Game Plus. Only applicable to costumes of classes switch to after the update. They can be changed after your first class switch. You can now choose, and I'll explain this stuff later. It'll, well, kind of spoilery, so we'll get to this later. You can choose to revert to level 1 when starting New Game Plus, and new goddess statues added to the map, so, and other bug fixes. The goddess statues, if I remember correctly, are basically like bonfires or sites of grace from like Dark Souls or Elden Ring. And considering how much more popular Elden Ring is than any of the Souls games, I guess I should just start using the Elden Ring terminology. But yeah. Oh, dude, King for Tekken 8. Ooh, I'm dating this video, but I'm excited for Tekken 8. There's not too many fighting games that really like tickle my fancy. Tekken, I've always been a fan of Tekken, always. So, all right. So rotate minimap is off because that'll be set to north, I think. Minimap display, mission display, control display, which I probably need on. Just, I don't remember what that is, so it's been a long time, guys. That looks fine. Auto, normal. Oh, wait. Okay. Constant. Continue to dash even after stopping or finishing the battle. Auto switch to dash automatically after moving for a second. Okay. Yeah, auto sounds good. Control settings, melee attack, weak, and power. Okay, so normal and heavy. Jump is X. I forgot you have a jump in this game, but you kind of need it. Evade being circle, that makes sense. Dash is click on the left. You know what? I actually have a controller with back pedals now. I might just switch dash to manual. That makes sense. Reset camera being both, okay. Controls character ring menu. Okay. Interesting. Let's do normal on this. Yes, save settings. Oh, she said it. You said Seiken Densetsu 3. Hold on. Let me, hold on. Because it goes by random who's, like, the speaker. Oh, fuck. Why didn't it do it that time? Alright, so I just changed the dash options, yes. Really? Why did it do it that time and not whatever? All right. Oh, maybe because I changed the language? Probably. Yeah, it's changing the language packs. Okay, gotcha.
Trials of Mana.
Oh, that's also Charlotte. Yeah, listen for it.
Seiken Densetsu 3. Trials of Mana.
Seiken Densetsu 3. Yeah, Seiken Densetsu 3. Alright, cool. Yeah, let's not do New Game Plus because that carries over a bunch of stuff. Yeah, 2020. That was the last time I played this game. So it's been, well, it was late 2020, so like 2.5 years. It's been a bit. 1995 on the Super Nintendo, wow. Yeah, that was part of the problem with this game. The PlayStation was already out. Like, and the Saturn, I think? Like, people are moving on to 32-bit systems, and releasing a lot of the late Super Nintendo games kind of had that same problem. Where, same with Sega Genesis, actually. Just the more powerful systems were out, you know? People were like, yeah, give me 3D games. Give me Tomb Raider, give me Crash Bandicoot. Like, I'm done with this 2D bull. Like, let's get into full, you know, full 3D action. But yeah, this game has a wonderful art style. It is so freaking good. I can't even, like... Yeah, let's start with hard, because honestly, this is kind of an easy game. I think normal is going to be like a little too easy. And I want to try the no future difficulty, because like the fact that there's exclusive stuff to that. Okay. Oh, I did switch to the Japanese voice acting, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Alright, so here's the thing. You choose your main character at the beginning, right? After which, you choose your first companion and then second companion. And like, your main character obviously is like, you're going through their story. And it's gonna be, you can play as whoever. Like, once you get your companions, you can play as them if you want to. And there are some different combinations that result in some different stuff. But for the most part, you have 6 main characters, 6 main stories. And honestly, they're all pretty cool. Like, I like all of them, to be honest. There's a few gameplay-wise I'm not a big fan of. Like, Charlotte is okay as a main. Like, she's a support character, mostly. She's your white mage. Kevin, I'm not a big fan, like, of his story or his gameplay. Angela is top tier. She's, like, probably my favorite. Duran, also wonderful. He is neither a Duran nor a Duran. Discuss. And actually, no, I mean, Charlotte's fine. Charlotte's pretty cool. Hawkeye is, if I remember correctly, really good gameplay-wise. Can't quite recall. Reese is wonderful. Honestly, the females in this game are really good. Reese, as far as a fighter goes, I think she is the best one. Which makes sense, she's based on a Valkyrie, pretty much, obviously. But for the first playthrough, I definitely want to go with Angela, because she is the black mage. She does big bang, boom, like, in your face, mess you up kind of spells. Which is basically intellect, Like, it's intelligence, if I remember correctly. Spirit is kind of like faith, I want to say. It's like Charlotte is like the best with spirit. Luck, item drops, that kind of thing. Stamina, I think, is stamina or defense? Yeah, I think it's defense. So yeah, Reese and Duran are the two most talented in that. But these aren't set in stone. Like, it's still an RPG, you still get equipment, you still customize your characters. And the big thing in this game is the class changes. So I don't remember exactly how it works, but over time you acquire, and I'm gonna go Reese as my secondary. And actually, let's just go with the all-female squad. Why not? Because because they're gonna be too magic-y, probably. Might still want Hawkeye in there. Kevin's just a brawler. Like, the thing I don't like about Kevin is, like, he has, like, a transformation thing, which is temporary. It's kind of like Vincent from Final Fantasy VII, like the original. But yeah, he's kind of Beastman, like, not... He's a fighter, but not as good as Duran. So... And I kind of want to go with Duran as my secondary, honestly. But that's like the two main characters. I'm not sure I want to do that right off the bat. On my second playthrough, I'm probably going to go as Reese. Just because she's my second favorite. And any good team actually has a Charlotte in there. So I'll probably go Angela, Hawkeye, and Charlotte, I want to say. Or I'll go... Actually, I'll have Charlotte as my first secondary. And then probably for my third, I'll have Hawkeye. I just thought having a secondary, because your first companion is like pretty early in the game. So I thought it might be better to have, Oh, and it shows the voice actor at the bottom. Oh, that's great. It might be better to have like a physical fighter. Like, first off. Which Hawkeye's not even that good with, so... Actually, if I remember, Hawkeye's kind of useless. I can't remember if he's useless or really good. Like, honestly. Yeah, and since I'm gonna be giving Reese the spotlight on a second playthrough, because, yeah, we'll do it that way. I won't take Reese this time. The thing is, we're not gonna have healing very much if I don't go with... I'll go with Charlotte as my first companion. Yeah, that's not nearly as annoying as her English voice actor. And then Duran as my third. Cool. Yes. Yeah, Angela's story is one of my favorites. And gameplay-wise, yeah, she's yeah, so silver is just to save, gold is to save, and also recovery, so... Gameplay-wise, she's also my favorite. Oh yeah, this is way better. Oh yeah, way better.
諸君、知っての通り、世界から魔法の源であるマナの力が消えつつある。我が魔法王国アルテナにとって国家の存亡に関わる一大事だ。
Yeah.
だが、このまま黙って滅亡を待つわけにはいかない。 そこで禁断のマナの聖域への扉を開き、伝説のマナの剣を入手するのだ。
マナが失われてしまうならマナのそんなことがしかないのかはグレーの魔導士さんが言う通り。
静かに。伝説ではマナの聖域への扉はアルテナをはじめ各地に点在しているマナストーンを操作することにより現れるという。マナストーンは他国でも厳重な監視下に置かれているはずだ。当然他国からの猛烈な抵抗が予想される。全力を挙げて各国のマナストーンを占領せねばならない。マナの剣を我が断りの女王に捧げ、魔法によって世界を統一し魔法帝国を築くのだ。
女王陛下万歳。アルテナ万歳。ねえねえホセってば。
はいはい、そんな大きな声でなくても聞こえております。こう見えましても G はその昔アルテナにその人ありと言われた大魔法使いとして。
ストップ。ホセの武勇伝はもう聞き飽きたわ。それよりもほら昨日の続きを教えてよ。
姫様、魔法は格好だけ真似れば誰にでも使えるというものではないのですじゃ。姫様が未だに魔法を使えないのは格好ばかり気にして肝心の心が伴ってないから。
ほんだ、お説教ならたくさんよ。もういい、ホセには頼まない。ベロベロベーだ。
やれやれ、困ったものじゃ。
お、ビクターだ。おーい、ビクター。
あ、姫様。魔法のお勉強は終わったんですか？途中で逃げ出されると後でホセジーの愚痴を聞かされるのはいつもこの僕なんですからね。勘弁してくださいよ。
アンジェラ、魔法王国アルテナの王女。父のいないアンジェラは幼い頃から女王である母親に叱られたり抱きしめられたりしたこともなく、女王の立場でしか接してくれない母をとても寂しく思っていた。子供心に母は女王として大変な責務を果たしているからだと自分自身に言い聞かせてはきたが、寂しくて涙が止まらぬこともあった。母の愛情に飢えていたアンジェラはその反動でよく派手ないたずらやわがままを言っては周りの者を困らせていた。そんなアンジェラも成長し、母の断りの女王に似て誰もが認める美しさを備えていたが、王女であるにもかかわらず未だに魔法を使いこなすことができず思い悩んでいた。
退屈ね。どこかで面白いこと起きないかしら。
Yep, yep, yep. So, yeah, the Japanese voice acting so much better. So much better than the English. It's not even close. Not even close. Alright, so it's the map. Alright. It's pause menu. Makes sense. Let's go to options. I am going to turn up the character voices a bit more. They get a little talkative during combat and stuff like that, but for the cutscenes and whatnot, I want it to be like a bit closer to normal volume, I guess. But Yeah, I don't think I've even fired this up on my PS5 yet. Like, there were quite a few games like I tried out immediately when I upgraded from my PS4 Pro, and I don't think this was one of them. Like, I mostly went from I got it. The games that I knew had like PS5 upgrades, or just like played way better, like Dark Souls 3, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, those kind of things. So, but yeah, there's one. I know, I just did that. Thank you. You don't have to remind me. This is But yeah, one thing that some people complained about this game, and it wasn't like a common complaint, is one. Well, staying on the topic of performance, it does not play well on the Switch, at all. Like, not at all. But the art style. A lot of people said it just looked and felt kind of dated. Honestly, I thought it was a wonderful update. What is that? Flame is flickering weakly. Huh. I don't remember that being there. Oh my goodness, I know about the dash thing. Could you tell me the other thing? Okay. Items is up, moves is down. Set shortcut to R2. Wait, what was that? Hold R2 and press either to set item or move as a shortcut. Okay, that makes sense. L2 is not a thing I can do right now? Set candy to... Although I think pulling up the ring menu stops time, I want to say, right? Yeah, so why would I want to do it as a shortcut when I can literally take a second to, like, heal if I want to? But yeah, no, this, I think the game is wonderful. Like, the fact that it's fully 3D, like, third person, you know, pretty much open world, in a way? Like, open zone, I guess, some people might say. But the amount of love and attention and care and just put into this game, it's astounding. Like, especially if you consider, you know, it is giving me way too many hints. Like, can we just organize your ring menu from the item menu? Okay. Sure. What the hell is an item seed? Oh, plant in magic pots to grow an item. Okay, these things are really cool. I just now remembered about these things. So there are item pots throughout the world where you can plant seeds of different tiers to get different items out of them. So it's pretty sick, honestly. Big fan of that. Stand back, Your Highness. The mages are practicing their magic. Well, they better start practicing. Like, they're just standing there. But yeah, the way this, like, especially if you compare this to the other Mana game remakes, like Adventures of Mana, the terrible Secret of Mana remaster. I hesitate to even call that one a remaster because it sucks so bad. Like, this is by far the best Seiken Densetsu game. Like, period. Unless you prefer the originals, like, that's understandable. But, like, as far as the remakes go, like modern platform ones, Which, I mean, you could say Collection of Mana, that's a modern platform where you can play the originals. Cool, cool. The one fault I will say with this game, which isn't really a fault, yeah, you can save your game at silver statues, yeah, I know. Like, I mean, look at that. Stained glass, like, the simplistic approach, it's so cute. It's so aesthetically pleasing. I love it. It's so good. 2-star? Does that mean that's my 3rd playthrough? Jeez. Diamond Device, I don't know why some of these are yellow and some of them are white. But yeah, I've put a good amount of time into this game. I think these are the same playthrough. So, I don't know. Thankfully it has the date on there. Like, that's very, very much appreciated. The fact that you only get 12 slots, that's kind of weird. It's not like even the PS4 had, like, a limitation in that way. I guess they wanted to keep it kind of like to prevent save scumming, I guess? Maybe? I don't know. But yeah, so she's the princess to a kingdom of mages, basically, but she can't use magic. So everybody, like, kind of looks down on her a little bit, because she's, like, you know, doesn't have... She should be, like, an amazing talent, being, like, the daughter of the queen. But she can't even cast, like, basic magic, so... It's kind of not great. That classic JRPG thing of eating a whole wheel of cheese at once. You gotta love it. But yeah, this game looks and plays great. Like, it's definitely one of those ones. I can't really recommend it on Switch, but like if you want to pick it up on a different platform, it's very much worth playing. It's a great time. Oh yeah, that is getting old. Control display, turn that off. And help, is that also the same thing? Yeah, let's do that. Save, yeah. It's just giving me way too many freaking... Oh, by the way, did you know you can do this? You reconsider taking magic lessons? No way, it's not like I've needed magic so far, am I right? Toodles. Wait, didn't I have speaker turned on? Why did it not say who was talking there? Yeah. Oh, for cutscenes? That's dumb. It should also have the speaker for, like, or a little character portrait, you know? Whatever, at least, like, say who's talking. I'm supposed to talk to you? Why? What if I don't? I mean, there's like other treasure around the castle. Can I check, like, cabinets and stuff? Whoa. Maybe not? Oh. But, yeah. I was talking about this with a friend the other day, I was just like, man, it's really unfortunate that, like, voice acting for video games and, like, anime and stuff isn't, like, high profile. Like, it's not a very important thing to a lot of, like, production companies and, like, actors and stuff like that. And, it really shows, like, when they cut corners, you know? It's I forgot to check for treasure in these rooms. Like I looked around for like pickups, but I forgot we have like actual Oh, I forgot it does that. Yeah, there's different times of day. And it affects things in the game. I don't remember exactly the ins and outs of all that, but oh, if there's an interact symbol, you can open things like that. Okay, or at least like check them out. That goes back outside. That's the way it came from the first time. But yeah. And so a lot of games where they're not like a big AAA thing, but it's like a passion project like this. Sometimes it's just better if you go with the original cast, voice acting. It's kind of unfortunate because I would like to have it on English because I know some people would prefer to listen, but honestly, if you're here for it, like this is a game where it's campy, but it's also really cute, and it's sometimes best. By order of the True Queen, this area is off limits. Oh, okay. And she is, speaking of being cute. So, yeah, sometimes it's best enjoyed just as like an anime in a way, kind of like with Tales of Arise. But the voice acting in that game was actually like prioritized. Like they did a great job with the English cast. But that's Bandai Namco, and they are a little bit better about that than Square Enix has been. So, just saying, Square Enix. It's pretty obvious, dude. Especially when you compare, like, I mean, that's a game from... Actually, when did Tales of Arise come out? Was that 2020 as well? Because this came out in 2019? No, this came out in 2020. Pretty sure. Now I kind of have to look this up. I'll look it up in between episodes. Anyway, supposed to, whenever you see a star, that's like your progress, like what you're supposed to go do. Kind of like your waypoint or whatever. But yeah, I'll look it up in between episodes. There are some similarities, I guess, between I guess Tales of Arise in this game, just in the sense that they're both almost like anime-esque action RPGs. Just one from, and like one's not a remake, obviously. But yeah, like back in the day, like Seiken Densetsu was a big deal. Like it was one of the main projects over at Squaresoft. Like that was like first party studio, like this is our thing. Like it wasn't as popular as Final Fantasy, but it was the same kind of level of priority in a way. And it was another venture into the same space of like it was poised, like Secret of Mana was poised as like, I remember hearing this back in the day of like people saying, oh yeah dude, fucking Secret of Mana is way better than A Link to the Past because like I can play Secret of Mana with my friends, you know, and like it's an action adventure game, RPG, you know, whatever. But it's multiplayer, you know, and that was a big selling point for a lot of people. And they were similar. They knew they were similar, but yeah, it's just one of them took off and one of them didn't. And I think part of it is because like Nintendo's stuck with Zelda. Like they kept making games. They kept like being like, yo, we're serious about this whole Zelda thing. Which was especially obvious with I think it was 96. Ocarina of Time. They're like, dude, new hardware, N64, we're doing it. Like, obviously Nintendo skipped the 32-bit generation, but like going from the Super Nintendo to the N64, a lot of IPs just kind of didn't make the jump. You know, like you didn't have Metroid on 64. You didn't, you know, and like granted, like Squaresoft went over to PlayStation, which was arguably the best choice they could have made, because then we got Final Fantasy 7 and 8 and 9 and games like Valkyrie Profile and Vagrant Story and Final Fantasy Tactics and Chocobo Racing. I just love throwing in like a weird one in with like the top tier ones. Xenogears, Brave Fencer Musashi, like oftentimes when you talk about the best games on PS1, some of them are Squaresoft titles. Like they were hitting, they're batting 11, I guess. I don't think that's the phrase, the term that people use. But yeah, they didn't bring over Seiken Densetsu. So they re-released a lot of their games on PS1, like Final Fantasy Origins? Dawn of Sorrow? Wait, no. Wrong franchise. Or did they call it Origins with 1 and 2? And what did they call that? Anyway, and Final Fantasy Chronicles and Final Fantasy Anthology, which was 5 and 6. Final Fantasy Chronicles was 4, and Chrono Trigger, which is interesting because Chrono Trigger wasn't a Final Fantasy game either. It was another one of those pet projects that was like, that one actually became popular, but it was at the time talked about in the same like conversations. It's like when you're like, okay, best 16-bit Squaresoft games, go. You know, people are like, oh, Secret of Mana, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI. How much time you got? You know? And sometimes people would say the PS1 versions were better. Sometimes they would say the Super Nintendo versions were better. It came down to preference. And then later, they came out with a bunch of stuff on Game Boy Advance and Nintendo DS, so I think trying to patch things up with Nintendo, honestly. And then eventually with the fantastic re-releases on the PlayStation Portable, with Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, and then they stopped. They didn't do 5, which broke my heart, but whatever. Anyway, I don't often do Square Enix, guys. I would love to do it more often, but I'm gonna do this one because I love this game, and hopefully there's no like copyright problems with like the music. I don't think the animation is gonna be a problem. Probably not the music. If there is a slight issue, I might go to the retro. In fact, actually, let's hear what the retro music sounds like here. Whoops. Yeah, that's nice too. I like it. Like, I'm here for it. It's pretty good. I might just actually alternate between episodes. Like as far as quality goes, definitely the remake music sounds great. I am a big sucker for 16-bit like music though, so, and I'm sure there's some people out there who feel the same way about it. So, but yeah, it's Trials of Mana, guys. Seiken Densetsu 3. We're doing it. Thank you all for being here. Sorry, I ranted a little bit. Meant to end this episode like 20 minutes ago, but yeah, thank you all for being here. Greatly appreciate it. And a very special thank you going out to the current Farts and Crafts Show members. At the time of recording is Novelis Draconis, But if you want to be incredibly awesome, support the show a bit more directly, and get in on those membership benefits like Novalis Draconis, check out the join button down below. Tier start at $3 a month. It's only 10 cents a day, gets you into all the basic stuff, including getting to vote on the series that get made here on this channel, just like this one. So if you guys do sign up for a tier, definitely check out the community tab, where occasionally I will be posting those members only polls where you guys can decide on the next series to be made. We might even still have what date is this coming out? The 22nd? I think this is coming out on the 22nd, so we still have 2 days. We have 2 more days on the currently active Members' Choice poll. So that is going to close on Friday, I believe, the 24th. I think so. It's either the 23rd or the 24th. Anyway, it's closing soon. So that is to decide the next Retro Classic series. We did the 4 RC Samples videos recently with Link's Awakening DX, because I went with games that are currently available on Nintendo Switch Online, with the addition of the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance stuff. So for Game Boy we did Link's Awakening DX, for Game Boy Advance we did Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, for N64 we did GoldenEye 007, and for the Genesis we did Beyond Oasis. So if you guys want to vote on which one gets made, yeah, there is still time. So by the time you guys are watching the next episode, though, that poll will most likely be closed. But late input is also considered for future polls. So if there's a lot of votes retroactively on an older poll, I will most likely include that game in a future one. So anyway, thank you all for being here, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Till next time, take care, and I hope you all have a beautiful day.